Good morning. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the warm welcome. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it? That was great. It's really a pleasure to be here in Kuna today, and I had heard about this event for a long time, and I've been invited, I think, for the last couple of years, and my schedule had not allowed me to come, and I really regret that I had not come before. Because as I watched the young men and women who were welcoming the veterans, I was deeply touched. And I want to talk a little bit to the cavemen, to the football team. I know you have a big game tonight, and I wish you the best. But I also want you to remember that what you did here today, honoring these veterans, is more important than anything you will do on or off the field. I want you to remember that you should go in there, fight hard, work for victory, and remember the honor and the liberty and the freedoms that these veterans have fought for you. Walk into that field with your heads held up high, and win or lose, you can walk off that field with your heads held up high because of what you have done here today. And I want to thank you as a team, because what you did was pretty special. I loved walking through those flags as all of you were holding the flags up and honoring these veterans, and I want to thank you for what you did today. In Kuna High School, as in all high schools across America, the torch of the American dream is passed down from generation to generation. The things you learn here inside these walls are the foundation for everything that will come before you. With education comes opportunity, and with opportunity comes success. And success can take many different forms. What's considered successful for one person can be totally different for another person. There is no one standard of success. There is no one rule for everyone. But what I can offer you today is a general idea, a general strategy on how you can achieve success. First, find what you love to do. Second, work hard at it. And third, be the best that you can be at what you love. If you do that, then you will be living the American dream. Too often when people think of the American dream, they think of material things. They think of a good paying job. They think of a nice house in the suburbs. They think of a comfortable retirement. They think of all those things. But the American dream is much more than that. It's not something you own. It's something you feel in your heart. It's the general sense that you're making full use of your talents, that you're adding value to the world, and you're part of something bigger than yourselves, something that matters more than words can describe. It's what you're doing here today, honoring these men and women who have sacrificed for us. That's living the American dream. Our nation's veterans understand that the American dream is worth fighting for better than anyone else. They are the guardians of the American dream. They are the guardians of all that is good and noble in our country. Today, with Veterans Day approaching, we honor those who served our country in uniform. And we are honored that so many of them are here with us today. Looking around this room, I see so many men and women who embody the best of America. I see true heroes whose courage and compassion are a true inspiration. Those of you who served or are currently serving in the U.S. military, we sincerely thank you. Since the earliest days of our nation, whenever our freedom was threatened, you have risen to our defense. On so many battlefields, whether in Europe or Asia, the Middle East, or other parts of the world, you heeded the call to service, you fought on the front lines, and you showed the true measure of American character. Whether you fought on the beaches of Normandy, or the skies over Midway, or the mountains of Afghanistan, your mission has always been the same, and we just heard a song about it. The fight for freedom, liberty, justice, and the American way of life. We who have benefited from your service recognize that America is the land of the free because we truly are the home of the brave. It's because of your bravery that we are safe and we are free. And the freedom we enjoy in America inspires all people throughout the world. That is something we must never take for granted. President Reagan once said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day, we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men and women were free." Those of you who served our country in uniform, you understand those words intuitively. You didn't need me to read these words to you. You didn't need to read it in a textbook. You didn't need some politician to tell you. You felt it in your bones. It wasn't some principle in a debating society. It was a way of life. A life you chose to live. And for making that choice, we are eternally grateful. We must also recognize that when a service member joins the military, it's not just a job, it's a family commitment to our country. For each deployed service member, there is often a wife or a husband left behind. These silent patriots kiss their loved ones goodbye and send them far away from home, often in harm's way. They run their households and they raise their children, and they do it without knowing if their loved ones will ever return. Whatever accolades we bestow upon our service members, we must also bestow those accolades on their families. To those of you who are married to a veteran or to a service member, please stand up so we can thank you too. We are all, each and every one of us, connected to each other. And it is that connection which is at the root of all of life's blessings. The most important things in our life were given to us by others. The love of a parent, the support of a friend, the encouragement of a teacher, the pride we feel in our children, the help of a stranger. These things are given freely, without any expectation of profit or reward. They are given because it is a joy to give. Our greatest joy in life is the joy of service. Sometimes our culture forgets to teach that lesson, but it's the most important